Hi, Julia Watts here. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So today we're going to do a couple of demos with fairy hugs, stamps, and they're being featured on some shows on Create and Craft on the 19th of December. But you can find them on my website and also on the Fairy Hugs website. So so you can find them at juliawattscrafts.co.uk or fairyhugs.com. And as you can see, I've got some stamps and papers on my desk. And so we're going to be using, in both of these demos, we're going to be using the Mistywhisk Paper Pad. And as with all of the Fairy Hugs papers, they're 6x6. There's 24 double-sided sheets, 24 designs, 2 of each, and they're 216 GSM. So they are like a card weight. And so you can see here, so that's one paper, that's two. So that they're in the pairs, and you can see that you've got kind of moons, and you've also got, with Mistywhisk, you've got, let's see if I can find one, you've got these wonderful backgrounds as well, which are just fabulous to play with, especially with the flower fairies from Fairy Hugs. We're going to be playing with this one, and so let's crack on. So I've just trimmed it down slightly so that our stencil's going to fit nicely on there, and obviously you can use it without, but I just thought we'd just to show you can actually add to them. You don't have to use them as is. And I thought we'd try with a bit of salvage patina on top. Obviously with woods you tend to go for green shades, but I thought we'd go for salvage patina. Hold it in place. And I just want a suggestion of a wood. This is a great stencil to do the technique where you have an inky background and then mist the stencil with water and then press it onto the background, and then the water on the stencil lifts the ink off, so you actually get what you see on the stencil. I'm not seeing an awful lot on this. I'm not sure if it's very inky ink pad, so let's work a bit harder so we can actually see something. I might shift to another colour if this one isn't going to be dark enough. Let's have a quick look without moving it. Ah, yeah, it's coming out now. You can just about see it. I see more on the moon, obviously, because that's the lighter area on the stencil. I think we could secure it with some low tape, but you know me, I'm a little bit gung-ho. If it moves, it moves. It's a background, it doesn't matter. And you'll find that where the ink touches the edge of the stencil, it'll be a bit darker. Actually, I might go for that. I'm quite happy with that. Just a little bit more texture in the background. Okay. So that's salvage patina. And then we're going to go into our stamping platform. Not necessarily anything complicated. Once again, apologies for my mucky sheet underneath, but that's me. Check that straight. So butt it right up into the corner, so if it moves, you're not going to have a problem. What do I want to do first? Oh yes, I was going to do fairy poem first, so I might want to be out of the platform, so let's come out again. Check what you're doing first, Julia. So the idea, the plan, is to have the fairy poem, which is that way up on that side, and then we're going to have the den on this side, the fox den on this side. So we're going to put this on a block. It might be a bit big for my hands. Let's try this one. It's not big enough. I have to use bigger. I have small hands, so I struggle with big blocks. So let's stamp it off just to make sure that we're happy with it. I do want to have it quite light actually, so stamping it off is a good thing to do anyway. Maybe we could go for a green actually. Let's go for Shady Lane or a purple. There's a bit of purple in the background, so let's go for Monarch. And stamp it off. Obviously you could stamp it off on a piece of card that you're going to use rather than just doing it on paper. And then we're going to stamp it again over here. So that it's lighter, but just in the background. Just go look nice and light in the background. That's what I want. That's absolutely what I want. So we need to do it again because I want it to go all up my page. So you can see if I'd have done this on a piece of card, we could think about what we're doing though. I think it was, is it that way up? It's that way up, isn't it? Because you've got a full stop there, so you could do it side by side. Oh, moved. Ignore that. So I had to let the cat in. Good old Ed. There we go. So now we've got our background going up there. Perfect. Happy with that. Clean up. It's easy to put this paper underneath and clean up, to be honest, especially with this fine clear. Right, okay, so now we're going to go into our stamping platform. Secure it right up in the corner. And use the fox den. So we have it just here, I think. Just so it's overlapping that a little bit. I mean, afterwards I could trim it down a little bit more if I wanted. And I think we'll have the fox down in, what colour? Let's go for pine cone. So you will find all of those fine clairs on my website. And also the re-inker for the Nocturne, which is the black one. Let's tap in. Clean up my mess. Give it a good old press. beautiful. I'm not even going to do that a second time because that's just absolutely stunning. Absolutely stunning stamp. That's the fox den. So much detail with the mushrooms and the foliage. We've got logs in there. Wonderful, wonderful stamp. Then we're going to bring in, away. I thought we'd use the Fairy Liana, which is this is foliage stamp. I thought we'd bring that in at the top to frame, like so. Let's have it like that. Oh, acetate up there, don't want that. And let's bring that in with the green. We'll bring Shady Lane in for that one. That's the cat, that noise in the background. Sorry about that. I'll either let him stay outside and he pulls the carpet up, or he comes in and makes a nuisance of himself. I'm going to do that one again. Am I going to do it again? I think that moved. So we're not going to do that one again. We're just going to have it as it is with the background there. And I was going to have a sentiment on here, but I'm not sure if I'm going to or not. Like Liana out of the way. Or maybe I wasn't. We're going to have some fairy dwellers, which are the little tiny fairies. So you've got condo dwellers, you've got ballerina dwellers, you've got witchy dwellers, you've got loads of dwellers, and they're the little fairies. So we could have, let's see, we could have a little one, one in the Liana up there. I might have to persevere a bit because of the greening. We can have one just at the top of that post there. We can have another one. Let's see. Where do we want that one? She can be sitting actually. I wonder if she's been better on there. No, that's it. That looks painful. You won't want to sit like that. It doesn't matter if they're not 100% sat, because they're fairies and they've got wings. Let's have that one down there like that. And another one coming in down here. And perhaps another one up on the Liana there. So we have 5 of the 6. Pick them all up. Do these in black. Make sure that paper's nice and tucked into the corner. Black, what did I do with it? There it is. Look at the mess I'm making. Messy stamper, that's me. Probably do them a second time so they're nice and dark, especially with the ones in the Liana up there. Yeah, you can't see them very well, so let's go a bit darker. Tidy it up in a minute. So when you're dealing with a darker background, or you're stamping over the top of a stamp, you want it to be nice and dark. So that's they, and I think I will actually put a sentiment on here. So just pop these away very quickly. While I'm doing that, I'll show you some samples with the fox den. So you've got this one here with a gel plate background, and you've got the deer and the who you are sentiment. And we've got this one here, again the same sort of background, again the who you are sentiment, but I've added the bunny nest on top of the fox den. And this one is before we had the rotate mate from Mama Makes, and so I've stamped the bees around the edge by hand. And then this one is on a different background, and we've got the woody stencil in the background again, and we've got the morel mushrooms in the foreground. So let's find ourselves a sentiment. This one, Wisdom Begins in Wonder. I'll have this up there, I think. Just check that's nice and straight. I think it is. And we will just press that down. And we'll stamp that in black. So we've got a nice bold sentiment. We might do this twice so that it shows up nicely. I think it's perfect as it. Oh, sorry, left you on that. Anyway, Wisdom Begins with Wonder. Look at the screen, Julia. It is showing quite nice and dark, actually. Yeah, I might leave it at that. I don't think I need to do that a second time. Sorry about that. I was a bit distracted because the cat was in and playing up, and my son came in, and blah 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 blah. It's all good fun, isn't it? Working from home. So I think we're done there. Let's fetch it out of this because you can't really see it when it's stuck in my messy platform. So let's pop this onto a piece of black card. I do like that background. That fairy poem works really well in the background. It doesn't really matter whether it's the right way up or not, because you can't really read it. So I'm just using some Sentimentally Yours PVA. You can see I'm not using very much. Less is more with your PVA wet glue. And it's all you need to bond it to a black card. Check this is straight. Press. And there we are, there's the first one. I'm quite pleased with that. Works really well. To be honest, I probably wouldn't bother adding any colour. You could colour in the fairy wings if you wanted to, but I probably wouldn't. So let's pop that under there to get nice and flat, and we'll crack on with a second demo for you. Again, we're going to use the Mistywhisk Paper Pad, and this one really is all set up for you to go. It's got that background on it, and they've got quite a few of the papers have got this kind of texture in the background. Quite a few paper pads have it now, and I do quite like that. So it's all set up, ready to go for you to just stamp really quickly and easily on it. So let's have a look what I'm supposed to be doing on this one. Right, I think we're good. I think we know what we're doing. Right, so straight into our stamping platform. And we are going to start with, we'll do the fireworks in a bit, actually, because I want to do fireworks. We're going to start with Bonnie. And Bonnie is named after the Fairy Hugs lead design team member, who is absolutely brilliant. And Bonnie's very happy, look. Bonnie's thinking, yay! So she's just jumped off that rock there. Bit energetic there, Bonnie. I don't know if I'd do that, but and we're also going to stamp Winston. There are two dogs, there's Lola and there's Winston. And imagine that Leonie's going to love the dogs. And Winston's stood on this bottom rock, and he's thinking, what on earth are you doing, girl? What's going on? Why are you jumping in the air? Can I do it too? Maybe the top step's a bouncy step. Maybe that's what it is. So let's just go for Nocturne with this. So we just go for the black because it's quite a dark background. Lots of tapping because we're doing them both at the same time. And the papers are, I've said it before, they're kind of semi-coated. They take the inks incredibly well, so if you want to stencil through like I did in the previous demo, you can absolutely do that. You can add colour to the wings with pencils and pens, but it does mean that a lot of the time, even if you've not used a stamp for absolutely ages, it must be 12 months since I've used these stamps, you do get a really good image. Do use a juicy ink pad though. Stamping platforms are brilliant because, like you can see, this is stuck, so when I pull it away, it means that I can push it up into that corner and I can get a second impression really well. I mean, it's already looking fantastic, isn't it? But we're going to give them another inking to lubricate them. Obviously you don't have to use a stamping platform. It does make life a lot easier though. If you're not using one, I would actually suggest that you lubricate the stamps first. So you do a first stamping off onto paper like I've done before, and then go for your second stamping on your card. Fortunately, both sides are usable on these papers, so if you do make a mistake, just turn it over and use the other side. And if you have to use the paper that you've chosen, then at least it's 2 sheets of each. If anything on my website goes out of stock, do click on the email when available button, and you'll get notified as soon as I have more stock. I do normally shop from Fairy Hugs once, twice a month. So you will, as soon as I load stock, you'll get notified, so you don't miss out a second time. So that's Bonnie and Winston. Let's fetch them off. It's already looking great, isn't it? That paper's just brilliant. It's been used with the Winter Wonderland collection as well. You know, it'd be great for Halloween. Great for any time, really. Use it with your dancing animals. Pop a tree on top if you want to. You know, loads and loads that you can do. Okay, so that's those two. Okay. And then I thought we'd bring in some fireworks. And you know, what I'm going to do is I may actually just split them up. I'll just keep on telling you you can split them up, but I think I'm actually going to do that. So don't trim too closely. I have split up my moon dust as well in the same way. But I've got two of those. I've only got one fireworks. Okay. So how do we want to do this then? Let's have a look. So we may want to still do 3, but we may want to do a little bit. We may want to do them this way instead of them being underneath. We might want to do them side by side like that, and then we can have another big one here. So let's do it that way. But this time I'm going to do them all in the same colour, I think. And what colour might that be, Julia? I don't know. Let's go for Purple Delight, which is like a pinky purple. Sometimes what you'll find is if you haven't managed to clean your stamps 100%, then you will get some other colour coming through, normally on your second inking. That looks fab. And then for the last one, which is going to be a big one, we're going to put it up there like that, and we're going to bring our acetate, and we're going to bring our big stamp, and we're going to bring it in here, like so. We'll get rid of the smaller ones. Take your acetate off, and then bring in the Purple Delight again. Like that. Happy with that? That's good. Then we're going to bring in the sentiment, and we're going to use the Here You Are. Oh, no, it's not Who You Are. Wish Come True. And this is, do you believe in fairies? They hope you do. Make a wish, it might come true. And I thought that we'd put it on one of the steps down here. So put it just there like that. See how that looks. Again, we do it in black, so it's nice and dark against that dark background. have it a bit darker, just because we're on such a dark background. That's it. So very simple, nothing complicated. Like I say, once you've got loads of fairy hook stamps, you do end up being able to make scenes really easily. Right, so let's add a little bit of colour to Bonnie's wings. And ones out. Colour. I've already got that one out. I want a purple, or a variance of. So as I showed you before in another video, I've got my Sentiment to Yours pens in colour family order now. So we're going for purpley pinks. So let's have a look, see which one we might want. Nice and light. I might want a couple of colours actually. What colour's that? That might go nicely. So a plum and a mauve kind of colour. So be careful because the ink takes a while to dry. So nothing very complicated. Bonnie's colouring is amazing. Absolutely stunning. But I figure if I can make it look okay, anybody can do it. They are very fine lines, and fortunately these pens have got a very fine tip. So just take your time colouring in some areas. So I'm only going for 2 colours here. They look fab if you add a bit of glossy accents to them, or you could add a little bit of glitter glue, stickles to it, to the wings, and they'll look fabulous. You might do that actually. And you've got stuck down, because obviously that takes a little bit of while to dry. And a dark bit there. I'm trying to keep them so that they're symmetrical. I think it's that bit there. And we'll even do these bits in that colour as well. Okay, and we'll swap to the plummy colour. Just makes a difference if you add a little bit of colour to the wings. I mean, there's lots of animals in the Fairy Hug library now, so you could add some of the, perhaps some of the mini animals down on these steps if you wanted to. Or just keep it simple. You don't have to fill all the space. Sometimes the temptation is to do that, especially when you've got all the stamps. You think, oh, what else can go there? I haven't brought any foliage into this one because I feel that it's quite a barren landscape with the rocks. She's got a lovely skirt on, Bonnie has. And then we just add a little bit of colour to her hair, which I normally go for this kind of mustardy yellow colour. To make it look a little bit more interesting around the hair. That's it, that's all the colour you need to add. I'll lift that up to show you because it's a little bit far away, isn't it? This makes a difference, doesn't it? Right, let's just pop this on here now. Let's move those out of the way. Actually, I think I did trim it down so it's narrower that way anyway. Yes, I did. Just use some Stencil to yours PVA. I haven't got ink there this time, that makes a change. Because Winston's quite dark. Oh, I always look at it and I think, I have trimmed that straight, but then I look at it and I think, no, that's not straight at all. It's always straightish. Let's add, like I did before, let's add a few gems to the fireworks, and I'll put them away, as always. At least I now know where I'll put them. There we go, we're going for the Sentiment to Yours Crystal Gemporium Aurora. And we're going to go for some of these lovely gems. So we'll add a bit of glue to the centre of the fireworks. It's just a nice thing to do. That one will probably go off the page a bit. You could also almost do with, oops, half of a gem. That was loud, wasn't it? So use my pick up tool to pop my gems on. I want a big one on there, because I think the big ones work nicely. And we're going to go off the page with that one, because we can. And a little 5 on there. And then I think we'll add just a little bit of sparkle to Bonnie's wings. So we've got crystal ice stickles. I haven't got these on my website, but I have got the crystal regular stickles, which I think is probably much of a muchness. I'm not sure if they do these anymore, because the regular stickles are in a smaller container. That's far too much. We don't need all that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use a little brush and just pick up some of the glitter glue and just dab it on the wings. Don't want it on her arm. Obviously this is in a suspension, so you won't get the full effect until it's proper dry, or properly dry rather. Sometimes it's nice to have a big glob of it, because then when it dries you'll see through it, you'll see the colours underneath, but you've got that lovely sparkle. Let's have another bit of a glob there. And she's got these little winglets down here. It's New Year's, isn't it? Or a birthday or something, so she's got to sparkle. Oh, there's quite a big bit there. So better have a big bit over here as well. I think that's plenty. Obviously wash that out. Don't let your stickles dry on your brush. Let's just clean that up. So I'm happy with that. With her sparkle on her wings. So we've done 2 in this video. We've done the fox den and the Liana and fairy poem, and then we've done the one with Bonnie and Winston and the fireworks. There are I've shown these in other videos, but some more ideas with the fireworks are the that's a Mistywhisk Paper Pad with the Nightwell Castle there, just on the hill, and we've got Gumba the dragon, and the fireworks in lots of different colours there. That's using it obviously as a full stamp because I've only just separated it. Using just the fireworks just along the top there on a journal page with some of the gnomes, and here using the fireworks to create a background, and then stamping over the top with the dragon. I think that's either Jazu or Izu, I can't remember which, and that's the tree of life there as well. So I hope you've enjoyed that. Do check out the other videos that there are on my Julia Watts Crafts channel, and it'd be lovely if you did like and subscribe. There's well over 100 videos, and there's well over 50 from Fairy Hugs on there for you to look at. And on Facebook you will find me at Julia Watts Crafts, and also on Facebook do make sure that you join the Fairy Hugs store Facebook group, because there's lots and lots of inspiration on there from the design team. Once again, products are on juliawattscrafts.co.uk for shipping to UK addresses, or you can find them on fairyhugs.com for worldwide shipping. And thank you so much for watching. Bye for now.